Okay, I want to take a look at how do we go about adding content to our Adobe Muse website, and in particular, how do we go about adding areas of text and images. So we come on in and we take a look at the plan, and again, in earlier videos, I've showed you how to create your master page, and again, whatever's on your master page will be on all your other pages. But now, if I want to add content to my pages, all I do is I double click, I open up the page. Now let me begin with the projects page, and I'm going to place some images. So this is how I would go about placing images. I'm going to grab my rectangular frame tool, and I'm going to create a box right here. Now, if I'd like to too, I can pull out some guides and say I'm going to line everything up right about there. Now, I want to place my image in here, so I'm going to come on in and I'm going to come with the image selected, File, Place, and I'm going to find the image that I would like to put in here. All right, so let's see. Again, so much is about saving things in the right place too, so that can always be a little bit of a problem. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to place is this image for crochet projects. And we're going to say, I'm going to click, and it comes on in. Now, I want to work with the fitting of this too. When I place an image in, I can make it larger, I can make it smaller, and I want to come to the fitting. So there's a couple ways we can get to the fitting. We can come to Object, to Fitting, and we can say Fit Content Proportionally. Okay, I would always recommend to do Fit Content Proportionally. Now I could resize this. Oh, okay. I can move this over. Now, in order to resize this, how do I go about resizing it? Well, I can click on the crop tool, okay? And then when I do the crop tool, then I can get the box so it's absolutely proportionate to the image. And that's really what I want to do here. Now I want to make this a little bit bigger. I can hold down Shift and make it larger. Excellent. All right, so I have my first image placed. Now, let's say that I want to put a little bit of type underneath this that tells about this project. Super easy to do as well. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll grab my T for my type tool, and then what I'm going to do right underneath here is I'm actually going to draw a little text box, and I'm going to write a line. Click here for free crochet patterns and more. Okay. So there we have that. So again, and we could work with how it fits in here, all that good stuff. Now we can see that when we resize our box here, that it works a little bit differently. And again, if we want to change our font, we need to grab the T for type, and we can come on in and we can change the font, right? I think I'll change it. I've been using Georgia. Okay. We could change the color of the font if we want to, the size of the font. Now, we have some other things in here too. We could change the tracking, which is the space between the letters, okay, which I definitely don't want to do here. But we can also, this line right here, we can do the leading. So that is for more space in between the lines. We can put the lines closer together. Indents, we can see we have bullets, we have numbered lists. And coming on in here, we have paragraph styles, character styles, so a lot of different things in here. All right, let's do one more. So again, we can see really easy how we go about doing this. Actually, why don't I take this? I'm going to save this as a character style because then I'll be able to reuse it on my next, when I do the next one. So I'm going to come on over here, I'm going to hit character styles, and I'm going to say create a new one, okay, with that one selected. Now, I can open up and I can see, okay, that's it. See, it has all of that in there. It's saying that it's tracking, what the tracking is, and the font. So I'm going to name this one projects. Okay, I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to do a second one. So again, I'm going to come on in here. I'm going to draw a frame, and I'm going to line it all up. Again, I'll work at resizing them in a minute. I'm going to come File, Place. I'm going to come on into my Dropbox. I had crochet here. The next one is patterns. I'm going to hit Open, Place. Excellent. Now I want to resize it. So again, I can come on up to Object, Fitting, and I want to fit content proportionally. Now I want to resize this so it works, and I need to click onto the crop tool, and I can pull this down, pull this up, again, grab my black arrow, and I can start to resize this, line it up however I'd like to, and I am going to put my next thing, patterns. Okay, so I'm going to grab my T for type. I'm going to draw a box. Again, if I wanted everything to line up perfectly, I could grab another guide down, and I'll say click here for patterns for your fabric projects. Okay, now I want to have this same look. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my black arrow, I'm going to select this, and then I'll come to my character styles window and I'll click that, and beautiful, it's all set. I'm going to place a third image right in here. I think you get the idea though. So we can see that it is very, very easy to add things to our pages. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. I'm going to save my site, and we're going to take a look. I'm going to go back to the plan. And when I come back to plan, I'm going to see that, okay, look at this. I have my home page, I have my projects page. Now what I'm going to do under my projects page too is I'm going to add sub pages as well. So I can say this one's going to be crochet, this one will be pattern design, and there we have it. The third one is sewing, but I'm going to leave it at that. And I could add the links into this image. Let's come on in, let's take a look at it live, and that is it. Do our preview. Voila. Okay, there we have it. Did not add the links just yet, but there we have it. We can keep looking and seeing things. I might come back and say, you know, I want to add a drop shadow to those images. I said I was done, but now that I'm looking at this, I'd like to add a little drop shadow. So I can grab onto this image, I can click effects, and I'm going to just add a little shadow. Beautiful. I think that's going to make it stand out a lot more. Same with this one. So we click it, come on into effects, hit shadow, and that's it. Thanks so much for listening.